Hi everybody, it's Wendy coming to you from the best baking channel on all of YouTube. Well, that may be a bit of an exaggeration. But what's not an exaggeration is that I'm going to be making the best homemade apple cider of anywhere. And then we're going to make some applesauce with the leftover apples. What you'll need to make this apple cider are 8 apples, and you can pick any apple you want. I'm going to be using Gala apples because they're sweet, and I always recommend using the sweetest apples you can find. That way there'll be less sugar you have to add into it. And I'm trying to keep this on the healthier end. And if you go to my blog, linked below, I do have a full review about the different apples that you can use and a little bit more information on the apple cider. I'm also going to be using some sugar. Now, the recipe calls for anywhere from half a cup to a cup of sugar. First of all, I'm using coconut palm sugar, which is a clean eating sugar. You can use any sugar you want, but I always recommend starting off with the half a cup and just sweetening it to taste. Reason being is the different kinds of apples have different types of sweetness, so you don't want to over sweeten it. You can always add more sugar in later. Also going to be using some maple syrup. I have some whole cloves that I'm going to be adding in, and you can find this at your grocery store in the spice aisle. Cinnamon sticks. I have about an inch slice of ginger peeled and cut into 4 pieces, some nutmeg, and some allspice. So I'm going to go ahead and core these apples. You can peel them if you want, that's optional. I'm not, because I'm going to be making an apple sauce with the leftover apples, and the skin of the apple is actually where all of the nutrition is. So I'm going to leave that in. With an apple core, I'm just going to go through the center and remove the core and the seeds of each apple. And then I'm going to cut the apple into quarters. In a pot with 10 cups of water, I'm going to add in all of the apples. Then I'm going to add in the remaining ingredients. I'm going to let this come to a boil. Once this comes to a boil, I'm going to turn the temperature down to low, cover the pot with a lid, and simmer for 2 hours, stirring occasionally. After about 2 hours, these apples will be nice and soft, and with the potato masher, I'm just going to go and mash them all down. Using a strainer, I'm just going to strain the apple cider, and it'll catch all of the apple chunks and the cinnamon sticks and the cloves. After you strain the cider from the apples, this is what you're going to have left: mushed apples. Now, I took the cinnamon sticks out and the cloves out, and I do have my skin in here. If you opted not to peel the apples, you will have the skin, and the skin does not break down in the cooking process. So what I usually do after that is just throw this in my blender. This apple cider can be enjoyed either warmed, as in a hot apple cider, or chilled right out of the refrigerator. My applesauce was blended smooth in my Vitamix, and I topped it with some ground cinnamon. Don't forget, for this recipe, make sure you go to the link at my blog below in the description box. I will go into detail about the different apples and also the difference between apple juice and apple cider. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because I have some really exciting cookie and cake decorating coming up for the holidays, and I will see you next time.